A doubleheader of Yellow Jacket basketball here in the Shaw Gymnasium. My name's Luke Nowinski alongside Steve Lepkowski as we welcome you inside for this presentation of Country Day basketball. We're going to start with the Country Day women's team facing off against the Blackhawks of Bloomfield Hills. And at 7 p.m., we've got the Country Day men's team facing off against the Cobras of Canton. This is our first broadcast of the women's team this year, and it's a team with a lot of promise. What are we going to see from this team this year?
Well, Luca, it is exciting. In our first telecast, we had a thriller in overtime for the men's team, and now we welcome the women's, and there's a lot of similarities from the women's program to the men's. Extremely young roster like the men's team. They only have one senior, their senior captain, Ariana Wiggins. They're led by a host of sophomores and juniors that have a ton of experience, just like the men's team. They're coming off a great year, 19-6, lost to Detroit Edison in the regional final, 59-57, who ended up being the state champion. So I do think Coach Amber Dean, who we'll get into later in the telecast, is just like Daryl Nobles, an alum coming back, trying to build the program that she played in under another legend, Coach Frank Orlando, who literally built the program from the ground up. And so this is going to be an exciting night because I think we're going to be able to talk a lot about the history of the program and watching these young ladies perform on the court.
Yeah, now this is a special night here in the Shaw Gymnasium. We've got a little bit of a drive going on, donation drive. Can you tell me a little bit about what we've got going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams are comboing on a book fair night, so anyone who joins us here in Shaw Gymnasium and brings a book will get free admission. All the books and donations, if you're so inclined, are going to the Detroit Innovation Academy, and I welcome anyone, even listening to the broadcast, if they would want to reach out to Country Day and make a donation to that school. That would be a super great thing. So another great event here.
Yeah, and Country Day is a school all about community, and even on the basketball court, both of these teams finding a way to really give back to the community in a really powerful way. We're moments away from tip-off here in the Shaw Gymnasium. We'll be right back. It's Bloomfield Hills and Country Day next. Welcome back inside the Shaw Gymnasium, just moments away from tip-off between the Yellow Jackets and the Blackhawks from Bloomfield Hills. Let's meet the starting lineups for today's game. For Bloomfield Hills, it's Kana Jordan, Iris Jenny, Evia Barbu, Brielle Brooks, and Brianna Young. And for the Yellow Jackets, Nia Crispin, Cece Arico, Jayla Jackson, Sanaya Blackwell, and Ariana Wiggins. Sure to be a great night of basketball here as we bring you this doubleheader of action, starting with these women's teams.
Yeah, one interesting point, talking to Coach Dean, Cece Arico, who is one of the top sophomores in the country, who's been dealing with an injury. She's the last couple of games been slow to be back, but she's full go tonight.
Bloomfield Hills starting off quick on the offensive end, unable to get it to convert. Sanaya Blackwell taking it the other way for the Yellow Jackets. Jayla Jackson will get the offense set up. Crispin with it now. Back to Blackwell. Passing around a little bit. Arico for three. Can't get it to fall. Fighting for the rebound. Jayla Jackson's got it down the baseline. Tried to get it to Arico. Bloomfield Hills able to pick it away.
Yeah, you're going to see Bloomfield Hills pack it in tonight. I'm pretty sure they know they probably can't stay player to player on the court with us, so we're going to have to shoot the lights out tonight.
Senior Ariana Wiggins with the steal, and then it's going to be a jump ball. And it'll go the way of the Yellow Jackets.
You know, for the Yellow Jackets this year, they play a very fast-paced, up-tempo pressing game. You know, they have a goal of scoring within 10 seconds. So I'm sure they're going to rely on their defense and try to get down the court before Bloomfield's able to get in their zone.
Crispin with it on the right side. Gets it over to Sanaya Blackwell in the corner. Facing some defense from Brianna Young. Now driving baseline. Gets it outside. Jayla Jackson for three. Gets it to go. Jayla Jackson on the board first.
And you'll see the pressure here. We're going to try to get this tempo up and down.
Bloomfield Hills working. Gets it to the other half of the floor. That shot looked to be blocked by Jayla Jackson. Country Day taking it the other way. Nia Crispin lays it up, lays it in. Yellow Jackets in front. And Bloomfield Hills will take a timeout.
Yeah, Luca, you can see out of the jump here. This is the style of Country Day basketball for this season. Up and down. Coach Dean not wasting any time. Sees that they're packing it on his own, and so I'm sure her players knew we've got to get up and down, play solid defense, get out and run. And if we can do this all night, it's going to be a very difficult night for Bloomfield Hills. Now, the caveat we're going to talk about all year as we watch this team is there's only 10 players on the team. So Coach Dean's really worked hard with conditioning. So to play this style, the girls are going to have to be really well conditioned.
Some pressure in the full court again by the Yellow Jackets. Barber with the pass to Young, down low. Can't get it to fall. Brooks with the rebound. They're going to reset. Wisely, this Country Day defense is menacing right now. Barbu working against Crispin. Passing around a little bit on that right side. Barbu trying to drive. Puts it up. Doesn't fall. Offensive rebound and the putback by Kana Jordan.
Yeah, you can see we're getting out and running right now. CC fills the lane.
Arico drives baseline. Puts it up. Puts it through. There was some contact there. Didn't matter. CC Arico on the board with her first points of the night. Bloomfield Hills working to get it up court. Some pressure there and a foul called.
Yeah, we're going to talk about CC quite a bit tonight. I alluded to earlier, you're looking at a top 25 sophomore player in the country, not by position, overall, who has offers from South Carolina and a host of other schools across the country. So she is a dynamic player.
Young driving. Couldn't get it to fall. They're fighting for the rebound. It'll be a jump ball, and that'll go the way of the Blackhawks.
You know, I really like the intensity we're showing defensively right now, staying in front. The only bucket was off of a missed shot. So, you know, the team is playing strong defense, and I think they're going to make it a very difficult night scoring for Bloomfield Hills.
Blackhawks get it in. It's Barbu running the offense. That one's picked and thrown out of bounds. Sanaya Blackwell got a hand on it.
And we essentially play with five guards. You know, there's varying heights, but they all can handle the ball, and it just makes it a nightmare going against our girls.
Young Driving right side, can't get it to go. Arico with the rebound. Facing a little bit of pressure, gets it up to Jayla Jackson. She's driving, going down low, puts it up, doesn't fall, fighting for the rebound. Bloomfield Hills takes care of it. It's Evia Barbu again. Running the offense for Bloomfield Hills. She lost it. Arico takes it away. And the Yellow Jackets back on the offensive end, trying to work with some pace. They'll slow it down now. Arico working from the top. Gets it over to Jayla Jackson for three from the left side. Doesn't fall. Crispin with the rebound on the baseline. Back out. Jackson for three. She got it.
Man, we're just dangerous because we have all perimeter players, so there's always going to be 2 or 3 out there. We kick it out, and every time we put up a shot, it's a threat to go in.
Some more pressure on the defensive end from the Yellow Jackets.
Sanaya Blackwell at the top of the press right now is a dynamic defender. If you're listen to this telecast, the boys' game, very similar to Jaden Martin. Just kind of makes the defense go. Plays with a lot of energy, and you can see the one thing of us being able to go up and down because we do have 5 guards. Anyone can handle it.
The Yellow Jackets take over. It's Arico in the corner. She'll get it over to Blackwell at the top. Over to Crispin. We saw Crispin, a dangerous three-point shooter last year. This time it's Arico for three. Doesn't fall. Kana Jordan gets it for the Blackhawks. Country Day with a 10-2 lead. 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. There's Jordan. Can't get the mid-range to fall. Young gets the offensive rebound. Back to Barber to reset for the Blackhawks. Iris Jenny lost it. Jayla Jackson taking over. Long pass to Ariana Wiggins down low. And the first points for the senior on the night.
What a pass there. And, again, we are just getting the ball and running. And it's a fun game to watch. Their style is very conducive to scoring a lot of points. And
Ariana Wiggins took that one away. Yellow Jackets back on offense. Wiggins driving baseline and lost it. It'll go the other way for the Blackhawks. Couple of substitutions now, one for each team.
So you can see early in the game we're going to drop here. It looks like we're going to go to straight half-court man. They've gotten Bloomfield Hills out of their offense up. We're in 2-3 zone.
Barbu gets it to her teammate. Haddad fresh off the bench. Now Jordan working on the right side against Arico, and now Jayla Jackson. Brooks tried to put it on the floor, lost it. Bloomfield Hills able to get it back. Jordan facing some pressure, able to get it to Barbu to reset for the Bloomfield Hills offense.
I mean, even when we're in a zone, Luca, look how far away the ball is on Bloomfield Hills offense. They just cannot get even near the three-point line.
Young trying to work. Jordan for three. Doesn't fall. Crispin with the rebound. Long pass up to Eunice. That one flies out of bounds. It'll stay with the Yellow Jackets.
And, you know, we said earlier in telecast, and we'll take a more deeper dive into the roster, but mostly sophomores and juniors. But, again, they have a lot of experience, and that's playing out today right now. They look like a very well-oiled machine.
Eunice inbound to Nia Crispin, and they're going to say Eunice was on the line. So this one will be a turnover, and the Blackhawks will take over. Yellow Jackets dropping back again into that zone. Barbu gets it to Young. Now Haddad in the corner. Young with the mid-range jumper, doesn't fall. Eunice taking it the other way again. Try to slow it down. That one rolled around and went out of bounds. Country Day will keep it.
Early in the season, the Yellow Jackets are 3-0, and you can see how difficult of a matchup they are. Again, 5 players on the court at all times that can handle like a point guard.
Arico trying to drive. Tried to pass it to Wiggins. That one rolls out of bounds. Yellow Jackets keep it yet again.
And even though CC is, you know, back to her role as a starter and she's the other captain with Ariana Wiggins, you know, it's going to take her a couple games to get her win back, and it'll be interesting to see how long of a durations that Coach Dean allows her to play in certain stretches. You know, we're playing for the long game, trying to be playing deep into March, so it'll be an interesting follow.
Pass inside to Rico, and it just rolls out of bounds. There was some contact there, and it'll go with the Blackhawks. Dodd inbounds. Evia Barber will take it up as she has for most of the day for the Blackhawks. That one flies out of bounds off the tip from CC Arico. Blackhawks will keep it.
We've just shown a diversity of defense, full court, 1-2, 1-1 press, man-to-man, 2-3 zone. They actually trapped the last time down the court out of 2-3 zone. It's really impressive defensively what we're doing early in this game.
Bloomfield Hills getting a couple passes to work, but that one got picked away by Wiggins. Arico with the long pass to Jayla Jackson down low for the Yellow Jackets, puts it up and is fouled on the way up. She'll go to the line for 2.
We're just always looking for that deep pass. And, again, I can't say enough. We were watching the boys' game. I don't think we saw – there was a moment in time where we were getting runouts, but I think we're not even done with the first quarter. There are more runouts in this game than in the boys' game. And it just – I enjoy this style of basketball.
Jackson can't hit the first. She's already been dynamic on offense for the Yellow Jackets with 6 points to her name in this first quarter. Looking to add another. Can't hit the second. Blackhawks with the rebound. Barber facing some heavy defense from up. Puts it in. What a play from Jayla Jackson.
Very strong move there by Jayla. I mean, that's a veteran player. You know how to use her body near the rack, and that just a great, great play.
Bloomfield Hills going down low on a scoring drought, trying to get the rebound. Couldn't get it. Nia Crispin on the baseline. Taking it up now for the Yellow Jackets. Fires it to Eunice from the corner for 3. Just a little bit short. But she's fighting for it. Bloomfield Hills got the rebound. She tried to pick it away on the pass. Blackhawks still keep it inside a minute to go in this first quarter. 14-2, Yellow Jackets lead.
We're just packing it in now. Oh, they get it inside feed there.
Little floater doesn't go. That was Brianna Young that was looking for it. Now another long pass. Jayla Jackson down low. She's fouled, and she'll go to the line again.
Yeah, what a fun first quarter so far. We're always looking down the court. A great net diagonal pass there by Naya, and I just can't overemphasize, probably sound like a broken record, when you have 5 point guards on the floor. There's no other thing than you can do to push. It's not a traditional lineup where you have 1 point guard who always has to get the ball from out of bounds. They don't care who gets the rebound and who's the outlet. If you're on that side, you get the outlet and look up the field. If you're not, or look up the court. If you're not, you're getting an early run out. And so I expect we're going to score a lot of points tonight.
Jackson goes 1 for 2 from the line. 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. A couple of freshmen in now for the Yellow Jackets. Maya Hamoud and Allie Schwartz checking in. Bloomfield Hills working it on the offensive end, getting tied up there. Eunice has done a great job. A lot of effort on both ends of the floor. It's already been a great night for her only in the first quarter.
Yeah, she's playing with a lot of energy, and you see that throughout. And that's such a, coming off the bench to give your team a lift when you're already up is a great asset to have.
Arico with 15. And it's taken away by the Blackhawks. Going down low and converting is Giselle Haddad. Ending the scoring drought for the Blackhawks. Now in the final 10 seconds of this first quarter, Jayla Jackson lost it but was fouled. And with 3.9 on the clock, the Yellow Jackets will inbound. Jackson will take it. And she'll put one up from the logo as time expires. Almost goes through, and that will end our first quarter. Yellow Jackets with a 15-4 lead.
Yeah, what a great quarter, Luca. Really high, fast-paced, and you can see why the Yellow Jackets, they haven't come out with rankings yet, but I imagine they're going to be at the very top of being at 3-0 and the way this game is going. As we end the first quarter, we're going to try to start a little new segment for us and call our shout out of the game. And so today I'm going to shout out Chris Gatch. Chris Gatch was our longtime athletic assistant to our executive athletic director, Dan McLean. For over 25 years, she really held down the fort, so to speak, in the athletic office, and she was a huge fan of our women's basketball program. She used to come to all the games. She is retired now, and I hope she's listening to it. And if she is, Chris, Coach Lepp said hello, and I know she enjoyed so many of the state championships we're going to talk about at halftime that Coach Orlando won, and she was, like I say, very close to the program. And so, Chris, I hope from everyone from Country Day, we hope you're doing great in your retirement.
And we welcome you back for this second quarter of action. Luka Nowinski alongside Steve Lepkowski. And it was really a dominant first quarter for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, they imposed their will. We like to move up and down the court, and that's what we did. And so that's a great sign for us as the second quarter begins.
Bloomfield Hills starts with it, and it's poked away, rolls out of bounds. Nice job on the defensive side by the freshman Allie Schwartz. Bloomfield Hills will keep it. But it's really that high effort and that high intensity that head coach Amber Dean has been looking for, and that's what the Yellow Jackets are doing right now on the floor.
Absolutely. And again, a team with size may give us trouble. A way to negate that is to don't let that size become an issue, because you're getting it down the court before the defense can set. And then when we're on defense, press and don't let them get down to the block. So, that's been a plan from the start of the offseason up through now. And, in our fourth game of the season, they're executing at a high level.
Sanaya Blackwell with the foul there. Brianna Young at the line for two, converts on the first.
And given with the score the way it is, it's going to give Coach Dean an opportunity to play some players off the bench early in the game and to get them some meaningful minutes, which is always great early in the season.
Ariana Wiggins, the sole senior on this team, checking back in. Yellow Jackets trying to take it up. That pass goes out of bounds from Eunice. Didn't have a whole lot of places to go with that one.
Now Bloomfield Hills did what we did to them the whole first quarter. Came out in a full court press, and for that set we weren't able to handle it.
Blackhawks working on the other end. Kana Jordan tried to drive. Schwartz takes it away. Eunice now bringing it up for the Yellow Jackets. Gets it over to Schwartz on the right side, facing some pressure. Back to Eunice to reset. Wiggins at the top now. Eunice for three, hits it.
Great ball movement, getting all the way back to Eunice, and she's got a great shot. So she's been playing with great energy, and now she's been able to fill it out behind the three.
18-6 lead now for the Yellow Jackets. Barber with a nice pass. Shot just goes off the front iron from Brianna Young. Yellow Jackets trying to go quickly with Sanaya Blackwell. Driving, puts it up, puts it through.
Great take. Like I said, Sanaya is a defensive stopper, but she's a very strong player, especially when she's going to the rack, and that's great to see her get that run out.
And that pass gets away from the Blackhawks, but they're able to get it back with Brielle Brooks driving and putting it through for her first points of the night.
So now they're in the zone. We're going to have to get the ball to the middle to break this zone pressure.
Blackwell working, passes to Schwartz, lays it up, lays it in for her first points now. The freshman on the scoreboard for the Yellow Jackets.
A great shot by Allie, using her left hand on the left side. We get it to the middle, break them down. A great press breaker there.
Blackwell tips it out of bounds. Now Bloomfield Hills has seemingly come alive a little bit here in this second quarter, able to kind of figure out how to get past this Country Day defense. It'll be interesting to see how the Yellow Jackets adjust to try to get back to that dominating performance that we saw in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure after the quarter, their coach knows a critical moment here. You let us get another run, 8-0 run, 10-0 run, this game's over. So sure, he's got the girls fired up. We've got some substitutions in. So, if we can just hold court here and get some of our starters back in, we'll be just fine.
Bloomfield Hills inbounding from the baseline. It's Kana Jordan now working. And there will be a double dribble, and it'll go the way of the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, so you can see Bloomfield Hills offensively are trying to get to the block, and as what I was saying, that is potentially a weakness of ours if there's a post player that of some significance.
This pressure has worked for the Blackhawks so far. Now Wiggins driving, finds Sanaya Blackwell on the outside, back up to Eunice, puts up a three. doesn't fall. Brielle Brooks with the rebound for the Blackhawks. Now Kana Jordan will take it up. And Barbu will reset. And they call a jump ball there. Barbu pass it over to Brianna Young.
It's a great jump by Sanaya. She's really jumping those passing lanes every time, and you can see it just makes it difficult. If you can't enter it into the free throw line extended, you just can't run an offense, and she's doing a great job of denying that pass.
It feels like she's playing in slow motion with that defensive instinct, working out really well for the Yellow Jackets so far in this game.
Absolutely.
Arico with the mid-range jumper, can't fall. Wiggins with a great offensive rebound. Arico kicks it outside. Crispin for three.
You know, the other thing is the Yellow Jackets, they play so unselfishly. This is just such a fun brand of basketball to watch. Back to the full court pressure.
Young gets away, passes it to Brooks. Almost lost it, puts it up, gets it to fall. She's got 4 points on the night now for the Blackhawks. Crispin working for the Yellow Jackets, trying to push it. Jayla Jackson on the left side, trying to drive baseline, backs out. Goes back through, gets around Kana Jordan and puts it through. What a nice play by Jayla Jackson.
Yeah, just great around the rim for Jayla. She's got a really savvy around that rim.
Bloomfield Hills working through the pressure. They're finding lanes a lot better than they did in that first quarter. Kana Jordan converts on a two-pointer for the Blackhawks. It was a really long two-pointer. Now some contact on the logo. A couple of players hit the deck.
Yeah, when we're facing this zone pressure, and at times they kind of disguise it so it feels like man. It's zone. We've got to get someone to the Yellow Jacket, the middle of the court, whether by dribble, preferably by pass. Then we can get that 3-on-1 breakdown, which we did a couple possessions earlier.
A couple of substitutions that we're waiting on here before we get back to the action. Yellow Jackets with a 27-12 lead over the Blackhawks. Crispin will set the table for the Yellow Jackets. Gets it over to Arico on that right side. Trying to find Ariana Wiggins. It's tipped away. Jackson able to get it. Puts up a three from the left side. Doesn't fall. Blackwell working on the offensive glass, and she got it for the Yellow Jackets. Now Crispin for three from the left side. She got it.
We have 5 players on the court that all can shoot, all can dribble. Tough matchup for anybody.
Bloomfield Hills working the other way. Barbu couldn't get it to fall. Wiggins working on the defensive glass. Arico with the long pass. Sanaya Blackwell down low. Fakes out a defender. Puts it up. Puts it in.
What a great diagonal pass there by CC. And there's a couple times they've hit that diagonal pass on these runouts. And you can tell we train to go up and down. What a fun game so far.
We'll be right back. Bloomfield Hills taking a timeout. This is your home for Country Day basketball. We're back from Shaw Gymnasium on the campus of Detroit Country Day School in Beverly Hills, Michigan. For the first half of tonight's doubleheader, we've got the Country Day Yellow Jackets women's team facing off against Bloomfield Hills. And later at 7 p.m., it's the Country Day men's team facing off against Canton. Great night of basketball.
Yeah, we've got a 20-point lead here in Bloomfield Hills. You know, they're going to have to try to get out of this half without this expanding, but I think we're going to make another run here and kind of get this game out of reach.
Barbu floats it to Sophie Laramie, and they're going to call a travel. It'll go back the way of the Yellow Jackets.
You know, when you get in these games, you know, we're up 20 now. If we go on a, 8-0 run right now, just becomes a numbers game. Can Bloomfield Hills functionally score 50, 60 points to stay with us?
Jackson working, facing a lot of pressure on the defensive side, able to work through it. Tried to pass it long to Ariana Wiggins. Crispin tried to save it, and it goes the way of the Blackhawks.
You know, we're doing a great job on our breaks. Is we have players on the three-point line, so they have to extend, and that diagonal pass has been open all night for us.
Blackhawks working through that Yellow Jacket pressure. Working from the logo. It's the freshman Barbu. Country Day defense has been tough all night. And that was Brianna Young that puts it up and puts it through.
Now they're back in that. There we go. Get in the middle.
Crispin working. Finds Ariana Wiggins. What a pass.
We're watching high-level basketball, Luca. They're playing lights out right now.
Bloomfield Hills working. More pressure from the Yellow Jackets. Able to fight through it.
Great back tip.
Ariana Wiggins with it now. And now Yellow Jackets working quickly. Sanaya Blackwell from the baseline. Doesn't fall. Arico fighting for the rebound. Can't corral it. Blackhawks going the other way. Ball rolling around on the court. It'll stay with Bloomfield Hills. It seems like the possessions on offense that have worked best for Bloomfield Hills have been when they've stayed patient, worked to find an open spot, not necessarily needing that fast pace of play, but trying to find the weakness.
Absolutely, Luca. They got to score in the paint. So it takes time to get down there, whether it's a high post or low post on the block. They can't go up and down trying to score because we're just going to get the ball and run out, and they know that. The problem is, like we talked about, we're at 20-point lead right now. You know, every extension of lead makes it more difficult because to play the style that helps them score takes time. And so we were in a great position right now.
Wiggins trying to work quickly. Bounce pass to Sanaya Blackwell. Doesn't fall. Kana Jordan with the rebound. Going the other way for Bloomfield Hills. Under 2 minutes to go here in this first half. Blackhawks working. They'll try to reset. Sanaya Blackwell with the poke. She's going the other way for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to fool the defender. She'll slow it down. Now trying to drive for the Yellow Jackets. Floats it up for Wiggins. And Crispin will call the play. Arico finds Wiggins on the baseline.
Like I say, Luca, we are playing at a high level. This is so fun for me to see. The girls they're just lights out right now. Unselfish, playing tough defense, finding the lanes. Here we go, run out.
Arico with the steal. Jackson with it on the other end. Tried to find her teammate Sanaya Blackwell, and it goes out of bounds.
Gosh, trying to be a little bit too unselfish there, but that's just, you can see why this team's going to be highly ranked and have a great chance of winning a championship this year.
One of the things that head coach Amber Dean was talking to me about on the Jacket Journeys podcast was that we, not me mentality. And if one person scores on the team, everyone scores. And that's really come into fruition tonight. We've seen high levels of passing from the Yellow Jackets. And there's another one. Cece Arico finds Sanaya Blackwell on the other end of the floor, puts it through for the Yellow Jackets.
I was just going to say, you're talking about their team motto this year. All you have to do, no one has to tell you, just watch them. That's how they play.
Jackson pokes it away. Nice and slow on the other end of the floor. Puts it through again for the Yellow Jackets. Jayla Jackson with 13 points on the night.
And this is what we've been doing this year. We're just wearing teams down with pace of play. We're not even at halftime, and you can tell Bloomfield Hills, they'll be happy with the break at half.
Kana Jordan tried to put one up. And Brianna Young responds with two of her own. She's got a team-high 6 points for the Blackhawks, and that's how we reach halftime. Country Day with a 40-16 lead. And what'd you like from the Yellow Jackets that half, really? What really stood out to you?
The unselfishness amongst the players. It didn't matter who got the rebound, who was bringing it up. They're trying to find the open player at every point, and it was that to me was great, along with the energy level.
All right. Our reporter Gavin Hoppy is standing by with head coach Amber Dean in just one moment. All right. Gavin Hoppy standing alongside Amber Dean. Let's send it down.
Coach Sheen, what did you like about your team's urgency and execution in that first half?
I thought on both ends they did a really, really good job sharing the ball and playing kind of together, talking, communicating, lots of energy, on both sides of the floor. I didn't love the way we broke the press a couple of times, but we learned from our mistakes. And then once we were able to get out in the open floor a little bit, we moved the ball, kick it ahead stitch, rather than dribble through, finish at the basket. The way we finished the half is how I want us to play in the second half. The whole game. That's how I want us to play.
Okay. Back to you, Luca.
All right. Thank you, Gavin, and head coach Amber Dean. We are at halftime of this game. Country Day with a 40-16 lead. We'll take a break. Don't go anywhere, though, because Coach Steve Lepkowski's got some history lesson for you. We'll be right back. We welcome you back to halftime here in the Shaw Gymnasium. The Country Day women's basketball team holds a 40-16 lead over the Bloomfield Hills Blackhawks. And we've got a little history lesson here. Steve Lepkowski alongside Luka Nowinski. What do you got for us? This is a team with a lot of history.
Absolutely. You know, last week we talked about from the men's perspective of Country Day was a basketball power, a national program. Well, there's two halves to that, and the other half is our women's team. And, you know, in 1981, our women's program was started under the tutelage of Coach Frank Orlando. And just like as we talked about with Coach Keener, Coach O is a living legend. And I don't have enough time to get through everything and all the accolades and the prominence he brought this school with the women's team. But, from 1981 to 2019, he ended up with a 797 and 126 record, which at the time of his retirement was the most wins in women's basketball history. 1996, he was entered the Michigan Basketball Hall of Fame. In 2003, he was the National Coach of the Year in women's basketball. It was just a truly amazing achievement. And then, one that's probably near and dear to him, in 2019, he was awarded the Morgan Wooten Lifetime Achievement Award at the McDonald's All-American Game. That's awarded to 3 coaches combined from men's and women's side a year. A true achievement and representation of what he was able to build this program to be. And then on the state level, he was 5 times Coach of the Year. But, if anyone who knows Coach O, the last thing you'd ever want is to talk about him in this program. He was a part of a great program. And during his time, they have the most state championship game appearances, 17. He coached here for 38 years. That was almost a state champion, playing in a state championship every other year. He won 13, which is the most state championships in the history of Michigan. Number 2 has 6. So he has more than double than the next school with championships. And, again, 24 regional championships. But at the end of the day, Coach O would talk about the women that he coached. And that, he had probably all started with Peggy Evans Carr. In 1989, she was Miss Basketball. It was Coach O's first state championship. And to this day, she still has a state championship record with 47 points. He won, and this is going to sound, didn't take a long time, Luca, 89, 95, 97, 98, 99, 02, 03, 04, 08, 09, 15, 17, and 18. Just a truly powerhouse, and again, national power. If you were in the gym, you'd see the banners of countless all-state players. There were 28 players that were all-state under Coach O, but 2 of them were 4-time. 5 of them were 3-time all-state players. 9 were 2-time all-state players. And just he was a mentor to all the ladies that played for him. And his program motto was Believe It. Some teams have a motto every year. He had a program motto that was Believe It. And I know I'm not going to sit here and rattle off all the great players he's had, but there's a couple. And just to highlight, and I think what probably, if I was with Coach O right now, he'd be most proud of the women they became. Peggy Evans Carr, she ended up going to Tennessee. Jennifer Thomas went to UNC and is now in charge of Team USA basketball. Carrie Moore, who attended Central Michigan, is the current head coach at Harvard. Amber Moore played at Illinois. She's a director of basketball operations for Syracuse. Ariel Powers, who played at Michigan State, is a member of the Atlanta Dream in the WNBA. And, Madison Williams, who played at Michigan State. We could go on and on. But, Luca, just like the other night, when our school, it's not a boys basketball school. It's not a women's. It is a basketball school. You are looking at a true, when I said last week, historic gym. I don't think people realize you have 22 combined state championships. We're one of 8 schools in the history of the state of Michigan that have won a men's and women's basketball championship in the same school year. And finally, one of the women that he coached is most proud of, which brings us back to our head coach, Amber Dean, who is a 2-time All-State player, member of the 2009 state championship team, played collegiately at Dayton and Indiana. And I know he is so proud that an alum of his program is now leading the charge for the women's basketball program. So like I said, I try to be as quick as I could be, but we could sit here till the end of the game and talk about the impact Coach O's had on basketball at the school.
Yeah, this is a team with so much history, and it's like that saying, if these walls could talk in this Shaw Gymnasium. A lot has gone down over the years, especially with this Country Day women's basketball team. Now they're working here in the second half. Bloomfield Hills throws up a three, doesn't fall. Arico with the rebound, up to Nia Crispin, the long pass. Crispin lays it up, lays it in, and starts off the scoring for the Yellow Jackets here in this second half.
Yeah, we're starting the way we left the first half. It's a great run out there, and again, we are dangerous with anyone that has a ball in their hands.
Blackhawks working on the offensive end of the floor. Mid-range jumper falls for Brianna Young. She's been a bright spot for Bloomfield Hills on offense so far today with 8 points.
Now they're sticking with their zone. Good break there.
Jackson tried to find Sanaya Blackwell, able to corral it. Jayla Jackson wide open in the corner for three. It's too long. That one goes out of bounds. Bloomfield Hills will take over.
Yeah, good look. And again, in basketball, again, you know, not every shot's going to drop, but we swung it around. Jayla took a good open look, and I know Coach Dean say shoot that every time.
Bloomfield Hills working the other way. And it's poked away. Nia Crispin taking it the other way. Long pass for Cece Arico just over her head. She'll have to reconsider. Now long pass looking for Crispin's poked away by Brianna Young. Working the other way for the Blackhawks. Now Giselle Haddad trying to drive, kicks it out. It's Leanna Lee working. Bloomfield Hills showing some fight on the offensive side. Haddad drives, finds her teammate Kana Jordan, who puts it through.
Like we said earlier, that's how Bloomfield Hills is going to score, from the paint. They're not going to be able to handle our perimeter pressure.
Yellow Jackets working. Jayla Jackson puts it up, gets her own rebound, and she's fouled.
You know, one observation, this is the first time live we've been able to watch. You know, we play the girls play hard. They're highly conditioned. They are very intelligent on the court. But you know what there really is a big difference in this matchup, Luca, is our strength. And I know Coach Dean, she's been from the summertime. She really believes in the weight room and conditioning. And you're seeing this play out. Just our players are physically strong. And so they can handle when they get hit in the paint and still get the ball up and get a traditional three-point play.
Jayla Jackson converts on the second half of that and one opportunity. Country Day with that 45-20 lead now. Haddad working for the Blackhawks. Now gets it inside. Shot doesn't fall. Brianna Young able to get her own offensive rebound. Now Barbu working. Trying to get around Sanaya Blackwell. Finds her teammate Young. Working down low. Puts it up and fouled. She will go to the line.
Yeah, Bloomfield Hills. Credit to them. They came out of half, and they're executing much better offensively, at least getting into the paint, getting good looks. So credit to them. I just think right now, you know, we've got this lead at 25, and so it is going to be difficult for them, but they've obviously made adjustments at halftime.
Yeah, and we even saw some adjustments from them going from the first quarter to the second quarter. You know, credit to that coaching staff and to the players for sticking with it, even kind of in a tough situation. The Yellow Jackets have been putting pressure on them all night.
Absolutely, and I'm sure Bloomfield Hills came in today and they knew what they were going to deal with from us. You know, we're going to be a highly rated team once the rankings come out, and early in the season, it's probably a really good test for them to see where they're at. For us, we've got to be able to handle this lead. You know, so far so good, but not get out of our rhythm. Don't take shots that you normally wouldn't. That's you know, if you can do that, you know you've got a mature team on your hands.
Brianna Young misses the first.
And, you know, for us, you know, we got through our first 2-3 games. Again, CC's been limited, and, you know, it's going to still be a couple games before she probably feels 100%. So as well as we've played, this is not a finished product of what the Yellow Jackets are going to look like this year.
Blackwell with the rebound, long pass to Nia Crispin. Jayla Jackson driving for the Yellow Jackets, puts it up, puts it through and one.
It's the strength I was talking about. Just second time in a row, take it to the rack, get hit, doesn't matter. And, again, going to have a chance for a three-point play. And this is what coaches talk about, all that work that's unseen during the offseason. No one's around when you're in the weight room. This is where it pays off.
Jackson can't get it to fall. Yellow Jackets fighting for the rebound, but the Blackhawks get it. And they'll reset now. Bloomfield Hills will take it.
It'll be interesting to see if we pack it into a zone. Yeah, it looks like we are. Kind of try to take their post away a little bit. A little more help.
A little bit of an ill-advised pass now. Rico pushing it up to Jayla Jackson, going down low for the Yellow Jackets. She's fouled. That one rims out, but she'll get 2 at the line.
I can't say it enough, Luca. I've been so impressed with our run game here, and it isn't as easy as, our players are fast and they just run down the court and you throw the ball like a baseball pass down the court. You can see they're intentional about their lanes, their angles from the wing getting to the basket, and then the passer, sometimes it's diagonal, sometimes it's same side. So really impressive performance so far by the coaching staff and, more importantly, the players. They're just doing a bang-up job right now.
Jackson hits both free throws. Great job from the Yellow Jackets. They've got a 49-20 lead. We'll be right back. This is your home for Country Day basketball. We're back here from Beverly Hills, Michigan. Country Day holds a 49-20 lead over Bloomfield Hills.
Yeah, we've sloughed back to our 2-3 zone. They've had a couple possessions where they were able to get to a block, and so this is a good way to negate that, and we'll see if they can make a shot from the outside.
Giselle Haddad trying to drive. It's taken away by Ariana Wiggins. Long pass up for Jayla Jackson. Lays it up, lays it in. Jayla Jackson's had a great night, 22 points for her, leading the team. Blackhawks working on the other end. Brianna Young puts it up. Can't get it to fall. Wiggins with the rebound. Long pass for Sanaya Blackwell. And they'll call it travel.
Luca, you're probably not going to get this reference, but all of those out there that are my age, if you remember in the 80s and 90s, the L.A. Lakers, the Lake Show, this is what we look like. I mean, we are getting it and running. And, again, what a great brand of basketball Coach Dean and her staff have brought, and the girls are executing right now.
One of the things that Coach Dean mentioned to me on the Jacket Journeys podcast was they're going to play with pace. They're going to play fun. And that's going to translate to points as Brianna Young puts it through for the Blackhawks. But that's the big thing is they're going to play and they're going to have fun.
Absolutely. I see it from afar with Coach Dean. Every day I practice in the offseason. She does a great way. What a great shot there.
Allie Schwartz for 3.
But she connects with the kids in a great way. And every time you walk in the gym, it appears the girls are having fun. I'm sure there's moments like in any course of a season. But, yeah, they play a fun brand of basketball.
Young driving, and she's fouled on her way up by Ariana Wiggins.
We'd be remiss, Luca. This is Coach Dean's third year, but her assistants have been her from day one. And Jennifer Jones and Jalen Willis do a great job. And Larry Arrico's actually, I believe, been here 5 or 6 years. He was a part of the former staff, and he's Cece's father. He is a great coach, and I think he kind of gives a settling atmosphere, and so you can tell those 4 coaches, they work really well. And I've always said with teams, your kids are going to reflect how your coaches are, and if your coaches sync up together, your players will, and that's obvious and apparent tonight.
Crispin driving baseline for the Yellow Jackets, floats one up and puts it through. She's got 12 points on the night.
Yeah, she's at a quiet 12, but she's a dynamic scorer. She's a person, you get her going, it's just another weapon that we have at our disposal. Great low block there.
Kana Jordan with 8 points now to her name. Crispin pushing it for the Yellow Jackets. Crispin driving. Kicks it to Ariana Wiggins. Tried to put it up. Young with the rebound. Blackhawks taking it the other way, trying to push it. Jordan puts it up, puts it through. We've seen a lot better offense from these Blackhawks here in the second half.
Absolutely. That was their first run out, and they executed that perfectly. That was a really good possession for them. They were playing us man. You can see what we're doing. 5 guards on the court. We're going to spread them out and try to drive and kick here.
Eunice working. Trying to drive. She'll back it out. Going left side.
Great take.
Puts
great
it up,
left.
puts it through. Great job by Elena Eunice.
Been really impressed with our players being able to use their left hand. That is something that is easier said than done.
Brianna Young working for the Blackhawks. Trying to drive baseline against the freshman Allie Schwartz. Doesn't get it to fall, but able to get her own rebound. They'll call a jump ball, and Country Day will take over.
You were saying it. Bloomfield Hills has done a great job. We've extended the lead to 30. And so even though Bloomfield Hills has made some adjustments, we have 2. And so you're watching this game, you're saying, oh, they've done, played better defense. They've got some good possessions, and all the while we've been able to add 10 points to our lead.
They did call a foul on Ariana Wiggins, so Brianna Young at the line for the Blackhawks now. Converted on the first, looking to make it 2 for 2. And puts it through. 14 points on the night. Wiggins pushes it up to Eunice. Eunice working left side. Bounce pass Crispin. Floater. Doesn't fall. Kana Jordan with the rebound.
Great diagonal cut there by Naya, and Alina seeing her.
Haddad working. Couldn't find anything. Barbu now will take it. Played point guard for the majority of that first half. Haven't seen her touch the ball a whole lot so far here in the second half. And that one's just taken away. Young tried to save it. Crispin trying to take it the other way now. That's out to Maya Hamouj. Tried to get it to her fellow freshman Allie Schwartz, and it's going the other way. Kana Jordan down low finds the baseline, and that one just gets thrown out of bounds. Country Day will take over.
Yeah, you can see, and I anticipate watching this all season long. Teams could get baited into trying to play up and down with us, and while sometimes you may score, I think if you try to run with our team this year, it's going to be really difficult. And obviously they've got to put full pressure given the deficit here, but just creates a lot of openings for our team on offense.
Eunice working for the Yellow Jackets. Slows it down. Oh, nice move. Mid-range jumper doesn't fall. Allie Schwartz trying to come in for the offensive rebound.
Yeah, so we're playing a 5-out offense here against man. Everyone is on the three-point arc, and so it just creates seams. It also, you can get that weak side rebound because when the defense collapses, they have no idea where you are, and you can get to the lane there, and that's what Allie did with that rebound.
Ariana Wiggins on the inbound puts it through.
Impressive performance all the way around by the girls today, and especially from area.
Barbu trying to set it up for the Blackhawks, facing some defensive pressure from Eunice. Gets it over to her teammate.
Another run out.
It's picked away. Sanaya Blackwell passes it up to Ariana Wiggins. She gets it to fall. Wiggins has 10 points tonight. The closing stages of this third quarter. Country Day with a 62-30 lead. Izzy Papa working. Gets it to Brianna Young. Now inside. That was Elisa Mina.
That was a great move by her. Most young players will put the ball down the block. She got it, went right up to the rack. A really impressive shot there.
Now Blackwell working on the offensive side for the Yellow Jackets. It's taken away by Evia Barbu. Trying to go the other way, facing pressure from Alina Eunice. Puts it up, doesn't fall. That one will go out of bounds and stay with Bloomfield Hills.
You know, one thing, Luca, with our short roster, we talked about the girls have to be in condition. They obviously are. But when we get in these situations, we play most of our players throughout the whole game. So there's no one to go to. And I anticipate some of our games getting out of hand like this.
Brielle Brooks trying to work for Bloomfield Hills. Puts it up, doesn't fall. Wiggins with the rebound. Going quickly up to Sanaya Blackwell. Bounce pass, tried to get it to Eunice. Bounces off of Blackhawk and goes out of bounds. Country Day will keep it 4.3 on the clock in this third quarter.
Let's see what kind of out-of-bounds play. Sure, it's going to be, I would watch Alina getting the ball back in the corner here.
And the Yellow Jackets will take a quick timeout in the waning stages of this third quarter.
You know what? You look at the score and you say, why is Coach Dean calling a timeout? This is a great timeout because we can work on what's our out-of-bounds play with 4 seconds to go. We may be in a game later in the season or in the playoffs where it's tie game, 4 seconds to go in the game. Let's call timeout. Let's get our out-of-bounds play set, talk about the options off the first pass. So I like this timeout. Again, the score is a score, and that is what it is. But the intention here is to let's work on this out-of-bounds play because you'd only get so many of these through the course of the season. Very rarely are you getting it underneath your basket with under 5 seconds.
Yeah, and this is a team that's going to take it one game at a time. But in the same token, they've got a goal that they're looking for, and they've got to look forward and say, hey, this is what we're trying to do this season. How can we work in these early months, in December, in January, to get to where we need to go? And it's moments like this, it's in a game, you're playing against some fierce competitors. How can you persevere through that and show what you can do and really get that practice in for later on in the season when it's really going to matter?
Absolutely. And the other thing, too, is sometimes in the postseason, you may have a game like this where you severely outmatch your opponent, and you got to handle being up in a playoff situation. So let's see. I would wonder if Alina's going to get the ball back here in the corner and shoot a three.
Eunice looking to pass it in. Finds Wiggins down low. Wiggins, 2 on the clock, puts one up, baseline, doesn't fall. And the buzzer sounds at the end of this third quarter. Country Day with a 62-32 lead.
Yeah, Luca, one thing we want to remind everyone, we've got a great event coming up in January. On Friday, January 10th, will be DCDS basketball alumni game, and that's for both men's and women's. And like I said earlier, the history of Country Day is being a national power in both men's and women's, and I think Coach Nobles and Coach Dean did a great thing a couple years ago in combining the alumni night. So again, January 10th, Friday, the women will play at 5:30, 7 o'clock. The men's will follow that up just like tonight. There will be a reception outside Shaw Gymnasium. There'll be alumni from both teams will be recognized at the halftimes of each game. So I really do hope on Friday, January 10th, we have a packed crowd. It's going to be a great thing. And again, as we talk with both teams, the alumni from these two programs, you'd stack up against anyone in the country. So I hope everyone can come out for that.
Yeah, it's sure to be a great pair of games. We highly recommend anyone in the Yellow Jacket community to come out here. Even if you can't make it, highly recommend tuning in. We're going to have both of those games on the live stream. Wiggins in the corner for 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Doesn't fall. Brielle Brooks with the rebound for the Blackhawks. Barbu working on the offensive end for the Blackhawks now. Facing pressure from Wiggins and Eunice. Eunice taking it the other way. Oh, Barbu with a big block on the other end. Barbu's name is not in the scoring column, but she's really made an impact for these Blackhawks, playing with a lot of effort throughout the game, and it's been a really great performance from the freshman so far tonight.
Absolutely. A testament to her. In a lopsided game, but you're still playing hard. And, I'm sure that's what the Bloomfield Hills coach, that's what he wants to see. Keep playing hard, forget the score, let's finish this game. And that's what they're doing. Bloomfield Hills, there's been at no point where I felt, not to speak for you, it hasn't looked like they've given up. They're playing hard, and the coach is doing different things. And, again, testament to their program, their coaching staff, and the players.
Yeah, they've absolutely put up a great fight here tonight, even though, we know they've been outmatched. It's been impressive to see their fight, their determination.
Yeah, and so the last couple years, our girls have, I believe they lost in triple overtime 2 years ago in the quarterfinal, and last year they lost to eventual state champion by 2. So even though we have a lot of freshmen, sophomore, juniors, they've got experience, and there's we could play a team with all seniors, and they don't have the experience that these girls have.
Crispin working on the other end for the Yellow Jackets, puts up a three, gets it to fall.
She's a good player. And Anaya's, again, she gets going. Our offense is tough road to hoe for any defense.
She's absolutely dangerous from beyond the three-point line. We saw it last year. We're seeing it again this year. Cece Arico taking it the other way for the Yellow Jackets now and putting it up. She hasn't been in the scoring column a whole lot for the Yellow Jackets today, but her play across the board has been amazing.
Yeah, she's going to keep improving over the season. Again, you're talking about a top 25 player in the country. She's working her way back from injury and getting her wind. But, again, we're doing this with probably a 75% CC. When the 100% CC's here after the next couple of games, the Yellow Jackets, I think, are going to have fun here. You know, I was saying earlier with CC, she's got offers from Miami, Marquette, SMU, South Carolina. And when you have those kind of schools offering you as a sophomore, you pretty much can go wherever you want. And then, you know, Naya and Jayla, they have a lot of mid-major offers, you know, Eastern, UAD, Oakland, Western. And then Ariana, you know, Madonna and Grace Christian out of Florida. So, you know, our players are being recognized, and they're playing like they're going to be college players tonight.
Young puts up a three off the iron, getting a couple of offensive rebounds so far in this possession. Going inside and getting it to fall. That's number 13, Ava McAuliffe.
Yeah, and, you know, this is what we're talking about. There's no quit in Bloomfield Hills, which is great. I mean, this is what your coach wants to see. And, look, we get another steal. I mean, they're playing hard, and this is, again, great to see competition amongst two good programs.
Oh, what a block by Jayla Jackson, sending that one out of bounds.
And, again, I've been in games coaching when this happens on both ends, and it's as hard for – I mean, you want to be the coach that's in the lead, but that's also hard to manage, just like when you're down. And I think both staffs are really keeping their players locked in.
Blackhawks working on the offensive end of the floor. That one's poked away. Cece Arico hits the deck. Now drive, and they are able to put it through. It's Giselle Haddad. She's had a nice night. Again, I mean, it's been effort for the Blackhawks as Cece Arico lays it up and lays it in.
Yeah, that's the CC we're going to see as the weeks come on. You know, can handle, great frame, good around the basket.
Or Sophie Laramie trying for the mid-range jumper. This one will stay with Bloomfield Hills.
You know, and even though the score, you know, we have a 30-point game here, this has been a well-executed game on both sides. It hasn't been a game of a lot of fouls, hasn't been a game with a lot of turnovers. Kids have made shots, and so you don't typically experience this well-played of a game when the score is this wide.
There's a fight for the ball on the floor. Bloomfield Hills throws it out of bounds. It'll stay, or it'll go with the Yellow Jackets. They take over on another turnover.
You know, with 5 minutes to go, we're, you know, preparing to break the 70-point mark. That's a lot of points in women's basketball. And so our offense, I've been thoroughly impressed, the execution of it. Again, 5 out here. See what we're going to do. We're going to spread out. Got 5 ball handlers on the court.
Jackson working inside, puts it through.
We were talking about this in the men's game last week about help side defense. When you play 5 out, it's very hard to play help side defense when all 5 can shoot as well. And so that's just what we're doing. We're driving. If you don't help, we're going to go to the rack. If you do, we kick out for a 3.
Jackson with the steal and puts it through on the offensive end. It's been those fast break points that have made a big difference for the Yellow Jackets tonight.
Absolutely. I don't even want to guess how many we've had. It's been a lot.
Kana Jordan working inside. She's got 12 points now for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Dean is taking a timeout just to get substitutions. And, you know, we're halfway through the fourth quarter here. And, you know, again, I have to give credit to the Bloomfield Hills staff and their players. They're playing extremely hard. And again, this second half, they've executed. I think they're running into a really good team. And I think what we're recognizing is that our women's ball club this year is going to be extremely good. Going to be a tough out, and you know, I know the coaching staff, the girls, they're expecting a deep run in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, and, Coach Dean was talking to me a little bit on the podcast about how, the first couple seasons as head coach, they kind of felt like disappointments, but it's really a privilege to say that, making a playoff run and losing to an eventual state champion is a disappointment.
Absolutely, and again, Coach Dean is a product of this program. So everything I talked about halftime, that's what her expectation of is this program. So losing to the eventual state champion by 2 in the regional final, for her, that's a disappointment. For 99% of schools across America, hey, that's a great year, Coach, and so she's just a reflection of this program. And like Coach Nobles on the men's side, trust me, we have 2 alums as gatekeepers of the program now, and their expectations are what Coach Orlando and Coach Keener did in this gym. And it's going to take some time, but I'm pretty confident they're both going to be well on their way to adding to the history of both of the programs they represent.
Yeah, and Coach Dean didn't hold back with what her goal for this program is, and that's to win a state championship.
Absolutely.
Bloomfield Hills working on the other end. Barbu couldn't get it to fall. Eunice with the rebound and going to push it for the Yellow Jackets. Long pass up to Allie Schwartz. Getting it over to Ariana Wiggins. Some contact there, a little bit of a fight for the ball. Kana Jordan comes down with it for the Blackhawks, taking it all the way, laying it up and laying it in. She's had some impressive moves on both sides of the floor.
Absolutely. Really strong move to the rack, soft touch. And again, we're pushing it down the court.
Blackwell working on the left side. Wiggins will reset.
It'll be interesting to see. We have no help side, Bloomfield Hills. Ariana's going to take it to the rack. And, Coach Dean, I'm sure in practice, all right, first thing we're going to do when they play man, we're going to go 5 out. Let's see if they're sloughing off. If they try to play us, face guard us, we got to drive to the rack. If there's help side, you kick. If not, you go to the rack. And that's what we're executing at a high level at the half-court offense. And you can see, Bloomfield Hills, they almost know what's going to happen by playing this overplay defense.
Wiggins at the line. 3:01 to go here in the first half of this doubleheader. Don't go anywhere after this game because we've got another exciting game coming up. It's the men's team facing off against Canton. Wiggins can't get them to fall, but Sanaya Blackwell with the rebound. Eunice working, trying to drive down low, met with some defensive pressure. Wiggins now for 3, gets it to fall.
What a night. How many does she have now?
Looks like 13 by my count.
Okay, what a night.
She's really turned it on in the second half, too.
Absolutely.
This one was tapped out of bounds by Elena Eunice. It'll stay with the Blackhawks.
And like you said, you get the vibe that, our girls, they don't care who scores. And so it's just a really neat thing to watch. Don't have one player trying to take over. They are passing with disregard of who the ball's going to. It's to the open teammate.
And it's really trust in your teammate, too, that they're going to be able to make the right play. And that's, again, another testament to this coaching staff who's really prepared all these players, even the young ones that, haven't been playing high school basketball a whole lot. And we've got freshmen on the floor that are making significant contributions.
Yeah, I think everything about what you're seeing tonight, easily someone from afar could just say, they've got athletic kids. They just run up and down. They can ball handle. They can attack the rim. And that is really a naive viewpoint. You can see that it is very specific to the drill work and the techniques that Coach Dean is using. I mean, we're not just fast breaking. I mean, there is intention there. We are scoring at a unbelievable pace. When we get to the half court, they immediately know what to do, and then they play unbelievable defense and showed about 4 or 5 different defensive looks today. I mean, again, for a 4th game of the year, they look like they're on number 20. And so we've got this whole season ahead of us. I'm excited to be a part of it and be able to call more games throughout the year.
Blackwell goes 1 for 2 from the line. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. Kana Jordan trying to work inside. Can't get it to fall. Maya Hamoud gets it for the Yellow Jackets. Schwartz pushes it up to Ariana Wiggins.
Great
Bounce pass to Sanaya Blackwell. And she's fouled on her way up. She'll go to the line.
That's the unselfishness we're talking about. Lena Eunice has played so hard on both ends of the court. She gets a scrappy rebound, kick it out, diagonal pass, and then another diagonal pass. I mean, this is just this has been quite a night from the Yellow Jackets.
Blackwell hits the first.
You don't see 80 points too often, and this has been a fun night, and we've got another game after it. This is like the classic Let's Play 2, being a baseball coach. We do that every Saturday.
Blackwell able to hit them both. She's got 11 points on the night for the Yellow Jackets. Barber will take it up for the Blackhawks. 2 minutes remaining. She's going to drive baseline, floater, puts it through. Surprisingly, her first points of the night. It's felt like she's really been involved with this offense. Like you
say, as a freshman, she's going to be a good player. I mean, she is very under control, and she has a presence about her.
Wiggins for three.
Yeah, I mean, again, all the credit to Bloomfield Hills. They've made adjustments. Their girls have played extremely hard this second half. And as we were talking in the third,
there's Blackwell with the fast break.
We went from 20 to 30, and now in the fourth, 30 to 40. It just defies logic how well our team is playing tonight.
Bloomfield Hills still fighting the other way. Barbu corrals the pass. Working from the corner. Now kicks it inside Brielle Brooks. Working over Ariana Wiggins, puts it through.
Strong move from the block, and again, as we talked, this game's about to be done, but Bloomfield Hills really did show the propensity to get it to the block, and every time they did, they scored.
Eunice working for the Yellow Jackets, 40 seconds to go. Now Blackwell will handle it.
Again, when you get in these situations, I know the game's out of hand, but let's say it was only a 2-point lead and we wanted to stall out. Having 5 players on the court that all can handle is a luxury that not many teams have, and that's what we have. When we have probably all 10 players on the roster could handle the basketball in this kind of situation.
And Wiggins will dribble this one out in the last 10 seconds of this game. A really impressive performance by the Yellow Jackets. 86-46 over the Blackhawks of Bloomfield Hills. All around, both sides of the floor, it's just been a really complete game from the Yellow Jackets.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Luca, about as complete game as I've seen in a long time. Again, there's preseason rankings have not come out, but I would anticipate our women's basketball team being at a minimum top 5, if not the top team in the state of Michigan at the Division II level. You saw it all on display. And again, one of our more talented players, one of the captains, Cece Arico, is still kind of working her way back to full strength. And, if we're doing this when she's on her way back, when she's fully at full speed, we're going to be a very, very strong opponent for anyone.
Yeah, and we've got another game coming up shortly. It's going to be on a different live stream, so as this one ends, make sure you hop over to the other one. The men's team will be starting their game shortly. They'll get a little bit of time to warm up, and it's sure to be an exciting one as they face off against Canton. We're hoping to get an interview with one of the Yellow Jackets, so don't go anywhere for the time being. We'll be right back. This is your home for Country Day Basketball. We're back here from Shaw Gymnasium. Gavin Hoppy, our sideline reporter, is with Ariana Wiggins from the Country Day Yellow Jackets.
Dominant win tonight. What was the key to success?
I think the key to success was really just sharing the ball, moving without it, and picking up on D, because D really helps start offense. So I think we did a great job on defense, and it translated to offense.
And what are you looking forward to in this young season?
I'm really just looking forward to taking it game by game, trying to go undefeated. We're 4-0 right now, so just keeping that streak going and then on to the state championship.
All right, back to you, Luca.
All right, thank you, Gavin and Ariana. Great dominating win for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Don't go anywhere. We've got another game coming up for you. This is your home for Country Day basketball.